school life be like? It should be colourful, it should be rich, it should be exciting, it should bring you to school every day looking forward to what's going to happen.
Education is about coming out and leaving school being independent and confident about where you want to go next and having the skills to take you where you want to go next.
The Taunton School community is made up of so many different kinds of people from different backgrounds. It's not always what you'd expect.
We really have a passion for our subject, but we also really enjoy teaching, and the satisfaction comes from people going, yes, I did that!
I've never been in a school which has such positive, relaxed, easy relationships.
The sixth form is particularly a time when change happens and they relish the fresh responsibility.
The step from year 11 into the sixth form is almost in the school's eyes that step from moving from childhood into being an adult.
They've got the choice of IB or A-level, and there are many pupils that are well suited to A-level, there are many pupils that are well suited to IB, and many of them are well suited to both.
I chose A-levels because I think it's different for each person, but for me personally, I think I have a few subjects which I consider to be my strongest subjects, and so for me it was better to study those few subjects in more depth.
Firstly, I wanted to do 5 A-levels, and they couldn't do that at my old school, and then I came here asking if I could do 5 A-levels, and they said, well, not really. Then they were like, oh, there's this thing called the IB.
The IB offers a wide range of subjects, so you get the breadth, but also the opportunity to specialise, because you can still take 2 sciences or you can take an additional language, so it gives students that flexibility.
What we want to be able to do is to give them the information that they can take away, talk to their parents, to their house staff, to their tutors, to their teachers, and come back to us and say, well, I'm thinking of doing IB, I'm thinking of doing A-level, do you think that's the right thing?
I've just had my IB results and I got 36 points with 666 on my high levels, and that was enough to get into dental school at Birmingham.
I got above my sort of offer in all of my subjects I took at A2, so I was really happy with that. I got above my predicted grades in some of them.
The real difference between IB and A-level, at A-level you're choosing 3 or 4 subjects, those are probably your 3 or 4 favourite subjects. At IB you have to take English, you have to take a modern language. Within that there are choices.
Well, I'm now continuing my second language, German, which I couldn't have done if I was doing A-levels.
Well, I think I know what I want to do, like medicine or veterinary science, and to go to university to study those courses I need 3 sciences, and I'm not fantastic at chemistry, so I really need to focus on that to get the grade.
I wasn't really sure what I would want to do in university, and obviously in A-levels you only pick 4 subjects, and IB you do 7.
This school is a fresh, modern, innovative institution based upon, yes, traditional principles and good old-fashioned values, but what we seek to achieve and how we go about it is refreshing and exciting.
Now, the first thing that happens in the sixth form, and this is equally true of IB or the A-level course, is that the role of the teacher radically changes, and the relationship between the teacher and the student becomes one which is much more in a kind of collusion.
There's a very special relationship with the students here, and I think their work ethic is really strong, and I think the way you can actually work with the students here by mutual cooperation is really rewarding.
It's so easy to just go in the classroom and teach them, but also have a nice relationship with them.
I like to get across to the students in terms of imagination and my love for the theatre. It's never dull in drama.
It's quite complicated, languages at A-level and IB, because there's so much choice, really, and I think I'm really proud of the fact that we've got a lot of choice.
We try to challenge them, really try to challenge them and get them, again, to think, to take more responsibility for their own learning and to work in a truly independent manner, and that's as true of A-level as it is of IB.
The students achieve way beyond what you could ever believe that they can achieve. You know, we have students going off to be successful in all different areas. There's really top-notch professional facilities for students to use, and they produce some really great work.
The science department is somewhere where you want people to just come to enjoy talking about science, to enjoy finding out about the real world about them and to enrich themselves so that when they move on from this school they move on to something which is really worthwhile.
The teachers really sort of want to help you understand every element of it, and they'll go further than the syllabus. So if we're sort of doing something about respiration, we'll go a bit further than just what we need for the exams, which can really help with the understanding of it. And all the department are really nice and really helpful, and I think they're definitely the best department in school. But that's because I do lots of science, so I'm a bit biased.
Obviously not everybody can be Picasso, but again everybody can really learn to master skills they didn't think they could ever do. I mean, that's one of the most satisfactory things about my job, is to teach people something they never think they could do.
They end up with a whole raft of skills, transferable skills, and if they choose to study at university, employers love geography graduates because they are so flexible.
The majority is a theory-based course, 60% theory, 40% practical. They've got to opt into 2 high-level sports, really, is what we're looking for. Obviously, that's fine for some. Equally, there's others that could be assessed in 6 as much as that. So it's just about us working out which is best for them.
We've spent around £200,000 upgrading our facilities in terms of communication technology and manufacturing facilities. 3D printers, laser cutters and CNC lathes boast some of the best facilities in the country for the subject.
The respect you have for teachers is almost different, especially in sixth form. It makes you want to hand in your prep on time, turn up early to lessons, and I think that's quite valuable in the school.
The decisions that are made at sixth form are life-changing. The advice and guidance a tutor gives is vital in making sure that young people are setting out from this school in the right direction for their future.
They come into the sixth form, it's then that we really start to get the payback, in that the girls really appreciate the role that we play in their lives.
The house system works particularly well at sixth form level. It really comes into its own. It's really important with the demands of A-level or IB that students have an outlet for any concerns or worries that they may have.
The role of the tutor at sixth form is looking after them academically, making sure that they're coping with the demands of the work, helping them to use their time effectively.
Their aspirations should stretch all the way around the world.
When they make the decision about whether they're going to go on to the world of work or whether they're going to go on to higher education, they make that decision with the best knowledge possible.
The sixth formers take on a different attitude. It's astonishing to see the change in them. They come back with their new suits on for the boys and the girls looking really smart.
I love the suits, really. I love choosing my own tie.
They immediately adopt a different attitude and they immediately become the leaders within their houses.
Normally you don't feel like you've gone up a year. You only look at the work and go, oh, it's getting a bit harder, but now it's like, yeah, you know, really enjoyable. Everybody looks really smart.
Each house will nominate a number of prefects who they want to act as role models for the juniors, and gradually as they move through sixth form take on a much greater leadership role.
I think sixth formers should show a degree of initiative in the way they go about school life, not just intellectually but culturally.
Once pupils go into the sixth form, then the opportunities, if anything, increase, but also we then get the aspect of leadership.
Green Power opportunity was incredible. I mean, sat in a classroom thinking, right, let's make a racing car.
There is so many different opportunities here. People here can be involved with the CCF, involved with DAV, in one of the major choirs, in one of the first teams.
You can do your sport and your CCF, your DAV, go off on 10 tours. You can do all of that as well as getting your good grades.
It's a good way to make new friends as well.
Debating is really riding high at Taunton School.
I think the most important thing is it is something which is really, really good fun.
and it's a skill which you can take anywhere with you.
Music's for all, that to me is our motto. If you're not a great instrumentalist, if you're not a brilliant singer, there are groups for you to get involved in. We have over 35 public events every year, and that's not including our sort of journeys out into the wider community.
Students get the opportunity to represent the sport in various school teams. Those who aren't necessarily so interested in the school sports programme, there are a wide range of activities they can engage in.
I think the team ethic is a big one throughout the school. It's not just about the sport, it's about the drama, it's about the music, it's everything. It's about being part of the whole school.
One of the things I always say about the school is no matter what you're into, no matter what you're good at, there's always something here for you. Because I'm not particularly sporty, but I find other things I can do. I do drama, music, and debating is the most recent.
Where else would you be able to say, right, I would like to produce a magazine, go out, produce it, and then have something printed on glossy paper and published throughout the country at the age of 17? I think that's something you only would get at Taunton School. The attitude is go out there and try something.
I was part of Jesus Christ Superstar, which was the most amazing experience I've ever done.
We have a Lists History Society, which is extremely prominent within the school. And we have a committee which sixth formers are part of, and they help organise many of the meetings, many of the activities.
If we look at the people who succeed in their exams here, a lot of them will also have been those who've worked very hard at their sport or at their music and so on. And there doesn't have to be a trade-off between working academically and being involved.
As an individual, you're bound to have an interest in at least one thing, and that one thing will definitely be at the school. The beginning of the year, all the leadership came into the Govey, and I remember it just being absolutely packed.
The Govey is a very important area in terms of the social life of sixth formers.
We make friends in the Govey, like mix together.
There are areas there where they can buy food, they can watch television, play video games. There's also areas where they can listen to music, plug in their laptops and work. Socials are very important throughout the 2 years at Taunton School sixth form. It gives all these students who have come from very different backgrounds the opportunity to mix.
It's just such a laugh that everyone seems to have a good time, and you get to dress up and you get out your comfort zone. Even if there's people that don't come into the Govey, you don't see every day, you see them dancing and then you go up to them and you're like, oh, hey!
There is no doubt that everybody here belongs. What should school life be like? It should be utterly enticing, utterly enriching.
It's unpretentious, exactly what you see is what you get.
It's an inclusive community.
It's the human element. It's just a fantastic place with such a wide range of people.
If it's important to you as an individual, then it's important to Taunton School.
The spirit of Taunton School is unique.
I don't think I've worked in another school where you get to know the students as well as you do here.
The buzz I get at the end of every day when I go home, knowing that I've helped and supported someone's future, is like no other feeling you could ever have.
All my parents ever say is it's the best choice they've ever made.
It's going to be a school for the rest of my life, and I hope to come back often.
Everybody has a place, everybody's able to take part, and everybody's able to achieve on their own level.
Rapport and the relationship between the students and the teachers is just wonderful.
Just such a special environment, I think. Genuinely.
The feeling is very much of an ordinary school with lots of nice students who look after each other.
The friendship that you get from that and the bonding that you get is just so strong that I've never got it anywhere else before. Apart from, yeah, family. It's like family.
If you come to a school like this, you find acceptance. This is a school which adds value. It consciously talks about adding value so that those lives are happy, fulfilled, purposeful lives. And that is the reason why we challenge them, because that is what makes them successful, and that is worth putting money into.